All right, let's talk about something that trips up so many people working with Kubernetes. You've probably had that moment where you think, I just need this pod to run on that specific machine. And when you go looking for a solution, you find this one little field that looks like the perfect, easy answer. But as we're about to find out, that tempting shortcut, it's actually a trap.
We've all been there, right? Maybe you've got a node with some special hardware, like a GPU, or you're just trying to debug something on one particular machine. You just need a simple way to tell Kubernetes, hey, put my pod right here, and don't even think about putting it anywhere else.
And then, bam, you see it, spec.nodeName. It looks so perfect. It's just one line in your YAML file, you pop in the name of the node, and you're done. It feels so direct, so powerful, like you're really taking charge. But what are you really taking charge of, and what are you giving up?
So let's really look at this nodeName shortcut. What it does is create what we call a hard assignment. This isn't a suggestion or a preference. No, this is a direct, non-negotiable command telling Kubernetes exactly where to put your pod. Period.
And here is the single most important thing to understand about that command. When you use nodeName, you completely, 100% bypass the Kubernetes scheduler. You're essentially walking up to the brains of your entire cluster and saying, thanks, but no thanks, I got this. And that, right there, is where all the trouble starts.
See, bypassing the scheduler isn't just some minor detail. You're effectively shutting down the one component that's responsible for the health, the efficiency, and the resilience of your whole setup. It's a huge deal.
So what do you actually lose? Well, all those important resource checks for CPU and memory? Gone. The scheduler's check to see if a node is even healthy and ready to go? Nope. nodeName couldn't care less. This completely breaks things like auto-scaling and high availability. If that one node you specified goes down, your pod is toast. It will never get rescheduled anywhere else. Your application just became incredibly fragile.
You know, the best way to think about the scheduler is as the air traffic controller for your entire cluster. It has this top-down view of everything. It's watching every node, it knows their capacity, their health, all the rules. Its entire job is to find the safest and best runway for your pod to land on. Using nodeName is like being a pilot, turning off the radio to the control tower and trying to land on a closed runway in the middle of a storm. What could go wrong?
Okay, so talk is cheap. Let's see what actually happens when the node you pick just isn't there. We're going to tell Kubernetes to schedule a pod on a node that doesn't exist and just watch what happens.
The experiment here is super simple. We'll make a pod manifest. And for the node name, we're just going to put in a fake host name, something we know for a fact is not in our cluster. Then we'll apply it and see what Kubernetes does with our impossible request.
And what's the result? Well, look at that. Our pod is stuck forever. It's in the pending state, and trust me, it will never, ever become running. We gave Kubernetes a command it couldn't follow, and because we bypassed the scheduler, it's not allowed to get creative and try to put it somewhere else.
Now, if we do a little detective work with kube-controlled describe, you see the proof right there in the event log, a big failed scheduling warning. The system is basically screaming at us, saying, hey, I couldn't do what you asked. The node you named isn't a valid place to go. That pod is now an orphan, just waiting for a parent node that's never going to show up. Okay, so if nodeName is the trap, what's the right way to do this? The good news is Kubernetes gives us much more powerful, flexible, and most importantly, scheduler-aware ways to control where our pods land. This is the professional's toolkit. So let's just compare our options here. On the far end, we have nodeName. Zero flexibility, no scheduler involvement, and absolutely not ready for production. Then we have node selector. Now this is a good start. It lets you target nodes with specific labels, and it works with the scheduler. But the real powerhouse, the one you want to learn, is Node Affinity. It's incredibly flexible, it's fully integrated with the scheduler, and it is the gold standard for production workloads.
So after looking at all the risks and all the better alternatives, it really just boils down to one simple, absolutely crucial rule that you should carry with you anytime you're managing a real-world Kubernetes cluster.
And here it is. The rule of thumb is simply this: never, ever use nodeName in production. Now, are there some super specific niche exceptions for debugging? Maybe. But for 99.9% of all applications you will ever build, this is a rule you should not break. Always, always reach for node selector or node affinity first. So I'll just leave you with this question. Kubernetes was designed with this incredibly intelligent scheduler right at its core, built specifically to give you resilience and efficiency. That nodeName field, it offers you this illusion of control, but it's a fake out.
Real control comes from working with the system, not fighting against it. So ask yourself, your scheduler is smart. Are you letting it do its job?